Hi, this is Julie from Totally Holistic Health, and welcome to my little session on how to self-massage. A lot of people don't tend to realise that they can actually do massage on themselves. Obviously, at this particular time with coronavirus and lockdown, many people aren't able to go and see their massage therapists or holistic therapists at all. So these are quite nice little techniques that you can do yourself. And the best thing is you don't need to use oils. You can do them through clothes, so you don't need to get yourself undressed. And if you can do them, obviously if you need to do them in a workplace, you know, it's quite nice to be able to just pop off to the toilet or even just find a nice quiet desk that you can actually work with yourself. So all these things are just really to help with stress, to help with anxiety. Some of the points we're going to be working with will help with insomnia as well. So again, really nice little techniques. And again, you can just pick and choose which ones you actually do. And obviously if you suffer from some things like insomnia, obviously then you can just use those particular points. So we're going to start off by massaging our arms. You tend to find that a lot of people get really tight, tense arms. So it's quite nice just to massage your arms because that does tend to get avoided, or people tend to forget that they can. So we're just going to do some compressions down the arms. So all you need to do is just bring your hands just around all your arms and just very gently just squeezing into those muscles. It's really nice and relaxing. And again, if you want to do it with a little bit of music, this nice relaxing music, that's absolutely fine. You know, sometimes you don't quite realise how tight your muscles are in your arms, particularly your forearms if you're working. So it's quite nice just to massage into there. And again, just do the outside as well as the inside of your arms. So you're just covering all those areas as well. So just take a little bit of time. Again, if you want to do some kneading into the forearms, again, just use the heel of the hands. Which is quite nice. Or you can just use your forearm on it as well and just very gently just do some very slow rolling with that forearm. Again, that's quite nice. Pressure wise, you know, you don't want to cause yourself any pain, but you actually do want to know that you've actually done a little bit of work on yourself, to be fair. So there's a point on the obviously to take as much time as you need with each area. On the inside of your wrist, there's a really good point that's an acupressure point. So it's basically halfway in the rib crease. If you go halfway up there, and then everyone has different measurements, but if you use your fingers, 3 fingers up from the middle of your wrist, there's a really nice little point in there that's really lovely to massage. And this is actually a really good point that will help with things like nausea and pain and anxiety as well. So it's a really nice little area just to work with. So it's quite a nice little place, and you tend to find if it's a little bit tender, it probably needs working a little bit extra. And then we've got another point on the hand that we're going to use, which is just on the web between the thumb and the index finger. So the main thing is not the flappy bit, it's a little bit further in. We're just going to massage in there, which again is a really lovely place for working if you've got anxiety, if you're suffering from stress, headaches, neck pain. I would probably avoid it though if you're pregnant. You probably will find it can induce labour, so it's best to avoid this when you're pregnant. And again, if it's a little bit tender, which mine actually is at the moment, just working it a little bit more. So again, we're just the same on the second side. So again, just really gently. So just when you're working on the arm, just relax the arm that you're working on as well. So don't try to tense it. Just take a little bit of time, just working on the arms. And if you do want to put a little bit of oil on your hands again, you can, but you know, because you can do it through clothes, you don't really need to. So just take a little bit of time, just noticing areas that are a little bit on the tight side, and then just giving it a little bit of extra love and attention. Get into the forearms, using the heels of the hands if you want to, or again, just do some very gentle rolling with that forearm. It's nice. Again, just take as long as you need to do these. You don't have to spend hours. You don't have to spend like 2 or 3 minutes. You can spend a bit longer if you want to. So again, that little spot halfway in the wrist crease for 3 fingers up, and again, just working in that area there. It's quite nice. But again, you might find some points don't suit you, so you don't have to do them. That's your choice. And then again, that point just on the thumb, between the thumb and the index finger. It's quite nice just to start slowing your breath down as well. So when you're working on these areas, just really breathing into the belly and Just starting your breath, just to allow it to come a little bit slower. Okay, before we work up onto the shoulders, there's a little point on the feet I'd like to show you as well. Obviously, if you've got socks on, you can still do it through socks actually. It's basically between your big toe and your next toe, your second toe. Again, 3 fingers. Just pop them into that little joint between, the groove between them. And again, it's that point there. And again, it's quite nice just to massage in there. And again, this is a really good point for neck pain, nausea, obviously anxiety again as well. So it's a really nice point to work with on both sides. And then we're going to move up into the shoulders, which tends to be the place that most people tend to get tension in. Now the main thing with this is if your shoulders are tight, you really don't want to go in too heavy, so just spend a little bit of moment. So have your fingers flat, so they're nice, so you're just putting, you're not gouging, you're just flattening your fingers and just very gently, either through clothes or onto the skin, just very gently, just doing some nice circles first of all with the fingers, just to notice where those points are. And again, you might find that some areas are a little bit tighter than others. Keeping the breath as steady as you can. And again, just slowly moving slightly forward a little bit here. Just be really careful in here because it can be a little bit tender. Working up into the shoulders. And again, you can just do a little bit of grabbing hold of the shoulders if you want to, and just, again, use the heel of your hand just to ease, or you can change hands if you want to, just easing into there. Picking up that trapezius. So again, it could be a little bit on the old tender side, but just be really careful. Again, this is a point I would advise avoiding if you are pregnant, again, because this area can induce labour as well. Both sides. And you'll probably find that if you're right-handed or left-handed, you will notice a difference in one shoulder than the other. And this is where breathing comes into really, really useful, because a lot of people, when they're stressed, you'll tend to find that the shoulders will come up towards the ears. So again, that's why this area is always a little bit tight, so it's quite nice to actually start noticing those as well. So just taking a little bit of time just to work into there. And it's quite nice is just if you bring your hands just resting on your shoulders, and just slowly drag them down, and again just shaking off the hands is quite nice. And now we're going to work into the neck. So again, really careful with the neck. You never ever touch the actual spine, so you're actually working on the muscles either side of the spine. So there should be a little bit of it, the muscles sort of come out a little bit. So all the way from where the neck joins the shoulders. Nice gentle circles all the way up the neck into the little place where the neck joins the head, and this is the occiput area. So again, just very gently, it's a little groove, just working your way down there. And if it's a little bit tender in here, it could be possibly that you're dehydrated a little bit, so make sure you do drink plenty of water, which I would advise you to do after you've had a massage anyway. So again, just working really nicely into there. So not over pushing this, because again this can cause headaches if you're pushing a little bit too hard. And again, you might notice a difference as well depending on which way you move your head. Fantastic. And then I'm going to come into the jaw, so just massaging into the jaw. And again, the jaw is really closely related to the neck. So if you've got a tight jaw, you might actually find that your neck is really tight. So just massaging into those jaw areas. So just allow the line of the jaw. And also notice sometimes are you clenching your teeth. So it's also quite nice just to open the mouth slightly and just allow the tongue to soften, which will hopefully help stop clenching the jaws. Brilliant. So you've got a little pace in your ears now we're going to work with. So just on the shell of the ear, there's a little point there. So we're just going to hold that area there, and again just very gently massaging in there. It's called the Heavenly Gate point, which is quite nice. Again, really nice just to help with anxiety, stress, Also again, insomnia, so it's a nice one to work with. And the last point we're going to work on is just between the eyebrows. So again, just closing the eyes and very slowly just turn the fingers into little circles. Again, not over pushing too hard, but just enough so you can feel stuff going on. Again, this is really good for relieving headaches. Really calming on the body, really helps with sinusitis and as well. Brilliant. Finally, we're going to bring the fingertips so they're all touching just along the forehead. So just a little bit of pressure. Slowly draw those fingertips down towards the temples. And then we're going to move the hands up. So we're going to start with the hairline going in towards the top of the head. And again, a little bit of pressure, just pulling the fingertips down. Again, moving on a little bit. So again, just down the back of the head. Slowly, just dragging the fingers down across the scalp. And again, one more, just on the back of the head. So you're trying to rip the back of your head open. And slowly coming back down, and again bring the hands onto the shoulders, slowly dragging them down. And then just shaking off the hands. Fantastic! So hopefully that will give you a little bit of insight on things that you can do to help yourself. And again, massaging yourself is a really, really nice thing to do, because there's just certain points that you can choose that just feel really nice and just feel really right for you. So I'd be interested to know how you get on with those. Take care. Bye bye.